So, hello, this is Thorger Einarsson here of Afroversity. Delighted today to be speaking to Isaac Ampomah from Ghana. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you very much, Roing, and I'm so happy to have you, and I believe we have an exciting discussion.
I hope so too. So, as always, let's just start off you telling us who you are and what you do.
Great. My name is Isaac Ampomah, and I live in Ghana, and I happen to be a social worker, a social entrepreneur, and I believe in ensuring that everybody live well, healthy, and have some cash in his or her pocket.
Fantastic. So, you
Yeah,
started a company
great.
around this. Tell us about your company.
Right. I have been able to set up a company called Concern Health Education Project, and basically it is to ensure social development, social improvement, and health development in the communities and people in Ghana. Basically, the essence is to ensure that we promote health and also offer support for the underprivileged and persons that have the know-how and the intent to work for sustenance. And by so doing, occasionally we do provide some start-up capital to community members, leaving community members, because we think that the level of poverty in Africa, for instance, we need to start from the grassroots, and the grassroots may not need something so big like the elite might have. All what they need is something small to start up something. And indeed, we piloted it and it works very well. You know, there have been a number of health challenges. Among them include malaria, tuberculosis, HIV. Indeed, malaria is costing Africa close to 12 million every year in lost GDP. And we believe in order to give the control, to give the power to the community members, we need to begin to provide them some startup capital to begin doing something at their backyard. By so doing, they'll be able to take charge of themselves, take charge of their health, and take charge of their future. That is what we do.
Okay. It sounds to me to be a lot to do with education and attitudes. So, what specifically do you do? And give us some examples of what you have done so far.
Right. We've been able to educate our target, which I call our customer beneficiaries, issues on malaria, issues on HIV/AIDS, issues on sanitation and hygiene, and also we bring in corporate institutions like the financial institutions to help them start up savings, to help them how to manage funding, to help them how to start small businesses alongside the health promotions that we engage. So this is the kind of education we engage our partners and our target community.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about you and yourself. How did you start this? What was the inspiration?
Right. Indeed, I must say personally, I lost my mom when I was 8 years, and I went through with my dad, who was a military person. He was a soldier. So my dad gave me the aptitudeness, how to be strong, how to stand firm, how to challenge my peers when I go to school. So occasionally I began to have passion, compassion for people, and that led me into setting up the foundation. Indeed, I can remember my mom. My mom was an industrious person. He sells on the roadside. He sells something small to support us, to pay our school fees in school. And when I grew up, naturally, I have the passion to also help people because I have felt it, and I think there is time for me to also give my experience by way of setting up a foundation that will take care of people who are so deprived.
Wow.
So that is how I came about it.
Oh, wow, Isaac, that was very emotional to hear that. Fantastic. I congratulate you for doing that. It's such an inspiration you are. Okay, so Isaac, so there's an amazing story there. So tell us, what size is your organization right now? Is it just you or a number of people? And how is it financed? How do you get money to do the work?
Right. Initially, I have the intent of making it so youthful Hitherto, you realize you hear companies, and it is old people, and it is people who are old. I said, no, I would like this idea to be full of youthful days. So I share the idea to all my age mates and people who share my interests, and I brought them together and we formed the basis for the organization. So we have board of directorship, so it goes through the normal organizational process. We have almost about 7 board of directorship, and we have 3 management staff that works day in and day out. So it is all useful managerial scope. Sure.
Okay. And where are you based? Are you based in Accra?
Yes, we are based in Accra, but it is registered as a national organization, and we try to mainstream with government to bring the bottom experiences of the community to the top during discussions, during policies, so that at least those on the ground will have their voice heard.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, you talked about your mom and dad, and obviously they become inspirations for you. Who else has inspired you to do this work?
Mostly, the inspiration has come from a number of people. I am the type that listens to the BBC more often, and listening to BBC, you get global experiences of entrepreneurs, global experiences of businesses, and once I don't have any direct inspiration, my first inspiration comes from God. And getting that, then I begin to also listen to people who have made it, who have become successful. When I read about Bill and Melinda Gates, for instance, Bill Gates' story touched me a lot. Yes. And I'm looking at the point where one day Bill Gates will say, I'm coming to Isaac, and I'm coming to support the work of Isaac. And that will be an excellent day. Not only Bill Gates, all those that support small startup programs has always been my inspiration. In my country, there has been a number of young advocates that push positive business ideas that encourage young people to be able to shine. The idea of you cannot make it is not something I always subscribe to. I believe in doing something new. I believe in doing something special, and I believe in breaking the jinx and trying to set a record. So inspiration is from all sorts of human endeavors.
Yeah. Fantastic. I think what you're saying there is absolutely the core of every entrepreneur, but especially social entrepreneur who's trying to help his or her community. So let's just wrap up a little bit. What are your, inspirational, or should we say, hints and tips for other entrepreneurs? Would you say? And then.
Right. One, I would say you have to have the confidence in your life, and first put your dreams on paper. Do not underestimate the dreams that comes into your mind. Put it on paper and try to develop it in a form of a vision, and share it with people who shares your ideas and your dreams, and learn from people who have become successful so that you can correct their mistakes and move forward in incorporating it without any fear or favor, and have the confidence, and you will be a successful business entrepreneur.
Exactly. I love it with the confidence thing. This is the thing that I think is the theme for us in Africa when we look at mentoring entrepreneurs, is to build confidence. For you specifically on that point, I'd like to just ask you a little follow-up questions on that.
Right.
Where did you get your confidence from to do this? Because obviously you're a young, confident guy. Where does it come from? Is it just natural, you think, or has it just been because you just had somebody that told you, come on, let's go and do something here?
Right. I think I developed my confidence when I lost my mom. a very tender age. And I also learned something positive from my dad, who was also a military person.
Yes.
So I was a young person who learned something from a military person.
Right.
So fear ultimately came out from me.
Yeah.
Now, when I grew up and I was able to complete my secondary education and my tertiary education, I then realized that in life you need to be strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just came up one day and I said, I will do what is right. Once you know what is right, the confidence comes naturally.
Yeah. Of course, and the more you do, the more confidence you get, of course, especially if you're successful in that. So, so Isaac, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Thank you so much. This is a very serious question. If I can delve into the next 5 years, I'll be able to answer that.
What's your vision? I think it's your vision.
Right. What I'm looking at is to have a global African ownership foundation that goes to support the developed world and that goes to mainstream with the United Nations and all African youth to address the common needs of our people, bringing it back into our villages and trying to allow diversity to be the spearhead, where conflict is no more, where disease is no more, where wars and global political interruptions is no more. So this is the focus, but I believe we need to start from somewhere. And of course, Afroversity is the way. Afroversity is the starting point. And thank you, Troy, for the opportunity you've given me. Thank you so much. Troy, my power is running down.
Okay, good. Well, you have a lot of power in you. Even if your computer hasn't got it, you've got it. So,
exactly.
Isaac, thank you so much. We'll put up your website so people can come and visit, and probably I'm sure you have a way for people to donate money as well into your organization. So, Isaac, thank you so much. It's been super inspirational to talking to you, and I wish you all the best of luck and fortune in the future, helping others and helping yourself, of course. So, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So much,
it's been a huge pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you.
When my battery is back, I'll definitely call you again, Troy.
Please do.
Right.
Bye bye. Bye bye.